it? What looks a bit like some other guy who did Eurovision already. Was it 2012, I think, or 2011, I think, but he looks like that. Hello, my name is Jeffrey, and in this video I'm going to react to the entry from Moldova for the Eurovision Song Contest 2023. Yeah. Before we get started, I thought it was very funny, but there was apparently a comment that was saying, that's the whole video. I'm like, well, maybe I should change it. So let's try and not say during the video. And if I do, then I'll have to, I don't know, I'll just have to find something out. But now we're reacting to the entry from Moldova. Over here from my current scoreboard: Sweden number 1, Switzerland number 5. Israel was the last entry I reacted to, and it's now in number 10 with 12 out of 15, same score as a lot of other entries. So now we will react to the entry from Moldova, and let's get started. Also, the question of the day, last time was, what's the most overrated Eurovision entry ever? I didn't really get any reaction, so I'm just going to continue and try again here. So what is the most overrated Eurovision entry in your opinion? Let me know in the comments below, and at the end of the video we'll see the guessing game once again. So let's get started now with the song is called Soarele si Luna. It's a national final performance. It's sung by Pasha Parfeni. Luna, that's moon, but I don't know what the rest is, so we'll just say it's a national final performance, so that will be a lot easier to judge, like how is the performance going to be on the Eurovision stage. Play. Ooh, those drums remind me a bit of there's this one entry from Belgium 2019, Wake Up, you know, they also had some type of drum. What language is it? What? I don't even know what language they speak. He looks a bit like some other guy who did Eurovision already. Was it 2012, I think, or 2011, I think, but he looks like that guy. Is it him or is it someone else? Let me know. Wait, I'm going to subtitles. Soarele si Luna. Okay. Ooh! Nice! It's very different from anything else, and we like diversity with Eurovision Song Contests. So that's a plus, definitely a plus. I am not so sure what it is about, but I do think it looks cool and it sounds really something else. I can't really pinpoint what it sounds like, but it sounds very different. I like the setup with the drums or whatever that's called, and then also the beat that kicks in reminds me a little bit of Ukraine last year maybe, but just like a slight little bit. Some flute. I like the sound, but it seems like he was singing in chest. Wedding crown. Okay. Wedding crown. Is he getting married or something? pretty much all chest. What the hell? I like the flute. I don't know, it adds something extra to it, which is really nice. Because otherwise it would only be that beat. I like the... He was quite breathy there. It was really nice. Well done, good job. So that was the entry from Moldova. I think they did a really good job. It looked great, it sounded great. But let's see, how am I going to rate this? So let's just start with song. I think the song is nice. I don't really understand Romanian. I don't really speak any Roman language that well. But with the subtitles I did understand a few things if they are good, because some translations are not the greatest. But I did really enjoy it. Is it about someone asking someone else for to get married or something? Because it was about wedding and a ring or something. I don't know what it was. So can someone please explain it to me? But I did really enjoy listening to it, and it reminded me a little bit of Ukraine last year, but just a little bit, because I mean you had some traditional elements mixed with a more modern sound, which is pretty much the norm nowadays. I think a lot of entries have done the same thing. Spain, for example, France maybe, but that's not. I think that's less like it. But I also really enjoyed the flute, which also makes me think of Ukraine last year. That's probably why I think of Ukraine in the first place. But it's a great song, and it's really enjoyable. I think that's everything that there is. There is not really that much of a build-up, which a lot of Eurovision fans like. I've seen, Eurovision Hub before I even started my own channel, and they, for example, Belgium 2021, they had a complaint that it wasn't really as much of a build-up as some other songs. There was not really a highlight. So I wouldn't say that there was a highlight over here, because it's quite linear as well, I think. But that's not a bad thing. It's still really enjoyable. It's just that there is no real big highlight moment. Can't really pinpoint any highlight here. I think the last chorus is pretty much the same as the other choruses. But there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, because I was quite surprised that I actually enjoyed it as much as I did, because usually the entries from Moldova are hit or miss with me. I either like them or I also really dislike them, because last year I kind of disliked it quite a lot, but this year I'm really enjoying it. But is it the guy that already participated in Eurovision? Because he looks very familiar. Let me know. Also, let's go with performance now. The performance, I think they had a very low budget or something, because I think the stage, it's just a rectangle with a screen behind them, a smaller screen as well, and then some spots. But I do really think they nailed it, even with a lower budget, because there was still some type of atmosphere there. It wasn't really only something. It didn't really feel cheap or anything, or it didn't feel like it was lacking something. So I really think that they did great with the budget they had, and I think that they will nail it even better on the big Eurovision stage, because they have more room they can do a lot more. So I hope that they really nail it there, because Moldova is really good at staging. The stage over here, I did not really get why they were wearing these deer type of horns. I don't know how you say it in English. That was the only thing I'm like, okay, what is that? What's going on here? But that's the only thing that I was like confused about. I think the rest is quite good. They wore something quite, almost something like from a forest or something that people would wear, maybe. Can't really say where they would wear, but it looks quite traditional, let's say that. I can't really think of any other word. And the drums as well, I think that really added something to it. It made it more dramatic or something. And also the flute guy, yeah, I think they did a really good job. Nothing felt messy. It's great. I think it's really good. Let's go 4 out of 5 again. Then it's the vocals. He did not really do anything special with his voice. There was no bell. There was just all chest voice. Maybe a little bit of more like switching between a softer sound and then a more compressed sound. But that was basically it with the lead singer. I think there was not really that much of a difference with, I think a lot of things that I gave a 4 out of 5, they had something that switched it up a bit. I think Finland, I wouldn't really call it singing, but he did really make me still feel something, keep my attention to the singer. First he started off kind of like talking maybe, and then he started to kind of scream, and then at the end he started to really sing. I think there was no real switch here. There was pretty much very consistent throughout. But it also meant that there was no real big vocal moments, with, for example, France, you had the big belt at the end. She also switched it up a few times with a head voice. Same thing with Spain. Loreen is the one that I gave the highest score because I just felt goosebumps through me. This didn't really do it for me, so I'm going to go with a 3, but it's only because there's a lot of competition there, and I don't think that these vocals really stand out, but it's not bad either, so it's good, but not great or amazing. That's why I'm giving it a 3 instead of a 5 or a 4. But that's just everything. So that's, I think, 3, that's 11 out of 15. So that puts it in 11th place, but above Croatia, because I really do enjoy this better than Croatia. So that's my opinion. Let me know in the comments below what your opinion is. Is it maybe your favorite, or you think maybe it's your least favorite? That's also possible. Let me know. Then it's time for the answer to the question of the day from me. So if you want to know what my take is on the most overrated Eurovision entry ever, then you will have to watch and see what my answer is. So stay, please. So my answer to the question of the day, which is the most overrated Eurovision entry ever, I am going to say it again. It's probably Moldova 2017, which I said not yesterday, but the day before. I just think it's not, but again, 2017 wasn't really the best year out there. I think a lot of songs were quite forgettable, and I don't think anyone really was a huge favorite for me. Usually I have this big favorite, last year I had Sweden and Spain as well. Those were really entries that I was like, okay, come on, they got a place really high. In 2017, I didn't really have that with none of the songs. I was only rooting for Belgium because it's my own country, but other than that, I wouldn't really say that I was blown away by the song. So that's why I would say, 2017 is a weaker year, but I still think that Moldova is quite overrated. I do think it's because of the epic sax guy that they managed to make third place, because I don't think that they would have made it without it. It's just because he's famous. He's kind of like become a meme for in the Eurovision community, and I think that's why they play so high. But that's my take. Let me know what your take is of the most overrated Eurovision entry ever. And now it's time for the guessing game. Can you guess this song after this 10-second snippet? Can you guess it? You're lying next to me, I don't know where to hide. I see your smiling face, it makes me want to cry. What was I thinking, 'cause all we did was fight. Don't you ever dare to wear my Johnny Cash t-shirt. So what song is it? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks everyone for watching. Have a nice day, evening or night. Like and subscribe, and please push that notification button so you don't miss any content, because there's still a lot of entries to react to, and I'm only at 20, so still a lot of work to do. So bye everyone. Bye bye.